Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, now available on iTunes and other podcast clients, and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android. Feel free to call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN or 866-825-5486, or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, once again, here's Tom.
Welcome back to Gun Talk. Tom Gresham here. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. I know I can use I remember it better that way. By the way, yeah, Tom Gresham. We've been doing this show for almost 23 years now. You can check out Gun Talk. If you happen to miss Gun Talk, or if you're new to it and you'd like to catch some of the older shows, we have them all archived for you. We have them, let's see, we've got them on YouTube, Amazon Fire, Roku. Let's see. Obviously, got them on our website, guntalk.com. Go check that out there. And you can go back years and years and check out previous shows. We actually, when I think about it, I'm sure we were the first gun podcast, because we were doing it before there was an Apple iPod, before there was such a thing as podcasting. We were archiving this show some 20 years ago. Wow, it goes way back. It really does. By the way, if you're in the Dallas area, or if you're in Texas, or you're driving distance or flying distance, you want to go there, next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Gun Rights Policy Conference will be in Dallas. If you want to know about it, go to the Second Amendment Foundation's website, saf.org. I will be there. I will be emceeing the awards luncheon, and there'll be a ton of people who you have either heard from or heard about. John Lott, Alan Gottlieb, Mark Walters. I'll be there. There'll be a lot of Second Amendment scholars and activists and state people there. And oh yeah, the cool part is it's free. Yep. All you got to do is, you got to get there and figure out where you're going to stay, but it's free. You get tons of books, and you've got a free meal out of it. Yeah, you really, they say there's no such thing as a free lunch. Yes, there is. At the Gun Rights Policy Conference, there is. I have said over and over again that there has never been a better time, honestly, really, to buy a gun or some guns, because the prices are so low and the deals are so cool right now. Understandably, gun makers, they're seeing a little bit of a slump, and you're the beneficiary of that. One of the companies doing some really cool things right now is Smith & Wesson. We're joined right now by Matt Spafford from Smith & Wesson. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for having me this afternoon.
You bet. So, would you agree that from the consumer side of things, this is like the best time ever to buy guns?
Well, I know that Smith & Wesson's offering some great deals on some firearms right now. We've got a couple of rebates going, and yeah, the consumer definitely can get some good deals on firearms out there.
Yeah, and the really cool one, the Perfect Summer Hideaway deal, it goes away, I think it's next Saturday. It ends on the 30th. Is that right?
Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about that rebate. So Right now we've got the Perfect Summer Hideaway rebate out, which is valid on all of our M&P pistols, so full-size, compact, and M&P Shield pistols. So it's really a great deal on some popular firearms out there. Concealed carry, personal defense. It's been one of the main reasons consumers are getting out there to purchase firearms. And with this package, we're giving away, with the purchase of either of those models, we're giving away a Caldwell mag charger, 2 magazines, and 2 boxes of Hornady Critical Defense. So it's really a great value. And for those folks who live in states with ammo and capacity restrictions, we're offering a $75 mail-in cash rebate. So it's really, really a great deal for those consumers out there looking to buy a new firearm.
Yeah. And by the way, you get a really, really good pistol while you're doing it too, the M&P.
Sure do, yeah. And that's something that we've been super excited about. To kick off 2017, we launched our new M&P M2.0 full-size polymer pistol. And the M&P's been out for 10 years, and we've worked with consumers and really gathered their feedback to build our next generation M 2.0 series. And I think consumers have definitely enjoyed it for the months that it's been out there, and there's a lot to be desired in that pistol. It's beautiful.
Well, of course, I was fortunate enough to get with you guys and shoot the M 2.0 some time back. And it was interesting. The first time I picked it up, and let me start off with, I have a number of M&Ps. And one of my favorite pistols, I bought them for my wife, my son, my daughter-in-law. I like M&Ps, so I really know them. But I picked up the M 2.0 and went, that's interesting. It felt slimmer, although I'm not sure it is. I think there's something done with the contouring. It's a little bit grippier, the texture, but the trigger was astounding. It was so good.
Yeah, I think I think there's a few things that people notice right off the bat when they pick up the M 2.0, and what I tell them is it's the texture and the trigger. So yep. We've taken that frame, and it's got an aggressive grip texture on it, and so you can really feel it when you pick up the pistol. You can get a really good purchase, especially when you have slippery, wet hands. You can definitely tell the difference, and then when you pull the trigger on that pistol, it's crisp. You can really feel the reset. And it's been completely redesigned. So
now, originally, it was just came out as the full size. Is that right? But now you have compact.
Yeah. So we do. So we've recently started shipping our M 2.0 compact series just in the past couple of weeks here. We think that's a firearm that consumers are going to love as well.
If I got the specs right on that, that's still a 15-round compact, double stack 9, but with a 4-inch barrel, if I remember the specs right. I'm not looking at them right now. I think that may be just like right in the sweet spot for carry.
Yeah, and we talk with a lot of consumers, and that was really what came out of it, is that people wanted a gun that they could both carry and shoot at the range that was comfortable for both, and that gun really fits that niche.
Absolutely. So, all right. So let me back up because I don't want people to get confused here. The Perfect Summer Hideaway does not apply to the 2.0. Is that correct?
No, it does. Actually, the 2.0 is included in that rebate.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. Well, that's even better. Well, yeah,
it's really a great rebate and a great deal for all those folks out there looking to pick up a new M&P.
Okay. All you got to do is go to the Smith & Wesson website, smith-wesson.com. There's a rebate form there. You download that, you fill it out, buy your gun, send it in. But the cutoff on the program is the 30th, which is next Saturday.
Yeah, it's coming up quick here. So anyone who wants to get out there and get one, hurry to your local gun store and see what they have in stock.
Sounds good. Matt, thank you so much. And thank you guys for making cool guns that I really like and also offering great deals.
Well, you're very welcome. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care. I'll see you on the range. All right. 866-TALK-GUN. Give me a holler. We'll talk about the guns that you have, the guns you want. And, oh, yeah, I am, in fact, going to talk about why would you draw a gun and shoot it upside down. 866-TALK-GUN.
Cold Defense Ammunition, manufactured by Double Tap. Real defense ammo, designed with maximum effectiveness in mind. Have confidence in the performance of your defensive ammunition with Cold Defense by Double Tap. Available at your local retailer today.
Why do hunters and shooters love the Ruger American Rifle? With right-handed and left-handed versions, all-weather, Magnum, Compact, Predator, Ranch, and Scope package options, there's a Ruger American for everyone. Lightweight with an adjustable trigger and minute of angle accuracy, Ruger American rifles pack in the features. Is the Ruger American the best rifle on the market? See for yourself at your local retailer or at Ruger.com. That's Ruger.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
this land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
You use Slip 2000's full line of gun lubricants, including EWL and EWL 30, because you know your guns deserve the best available. It's time to add Slip 2000's Carbon Killer Gun Cleaner. Carbon Killer dissolves carbon and lead on contact, is not toxic, and reusable. Carbon Killer works on all weapons, including handguns, rifles, and machine guns, plus silencers and compensators. Slip 2000. We're all about gun care. Learn more at slip2000.com.
Double Tap Ammunition, loaded with quality components, hand-inspected and made in the U.S., offering 481 loads in 82 calibers. Find your next shot at DoubleTapAmmo.net. DoubleTapAmmo.net.
Man, I hate to see this. This news is just breaking right now. In Tennessee church shooting leaves one dead, several wounded. Masked man goes in, shoots a woman out in the parking lot, it looks like. Goes in and opens fire, shoots some other people there. For those who say, well, why would you ever want to carry a gun in a church? This is a place of worship. That's why. Somebody tried to intervene. He got pistol whipped. I guess he didn't get shot. A woman who was fatally shot had just left church and was walking to her car. The gunman then entered the rear of the church and shot 6 people, 3 women and 3 men. In some states, the law is you can't carry in churches. Ask me how much I care because of this. Well, it's a place of worship. It's not a place where you should have a gun. Really? And that's keeping out bad people how? They're still there. They're everywhere. I want to have options. I want to have chances. I want to be able to help the people around me. I want to be able to help myself. I want to be able to protect my family. I can't do that by yelling at a masked man who is shooting people. I can do that by sending return gunfire. Oh, Tom, you're just imagining that. You're just in some kind of Walter Mitty fantasy land. Okay, whatever. What's your plan? I always love that. Well, that's not going to work. That doesn't really work. You wouldn't be able to do that. He's already got the drop on you. Yeah. Okay, what's your plan? My plan may not work. Your plan is guaranteed to not work. I will take might over absolutely can't every time. Just saying here. Let's see here. Les is on line 3 out of Louisiana. Hey, Les, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Tom. By the way, I did that $35 rebate on a shield back earlier in the summer, and now he's making me want another one, but I don't want a divorce, so.
It's a nice pistol, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I wanted to talk about, thought about doing this before anyway, the Remington R51, and I heard that gentleman with his doubts. By the way, it's featured in American Rifleman magazine this month. And this fella had a little trouble, and he immediately noticed it was the magazines. He called Remington, and they shipped him 2 new magazines, and it hasn't stopped working since. But I like it. Maybe it's because I'm 75 years old, but I like it because, 1, it looks like a gun, and 2, it's made out of actual metal. I got some plastic guns, but I kind of like them out of metal.
I get it. It looks like a gun, and it's made out of metal. It's got actual steel in it. We like some of that.
two great parts right there. It's thin, so you could probably carry it outside the belt without a problem. I like that little bit longer barrel on those for both for sighting and for really for concealment. It seems to work better.
Well, it's a good, it's a fine pistol. And, I want to comment, you mentioned carrying outside the waistband. People, I think, have forgotten that you can do that. Particularly with small guns, if you've got a shirt tail untucked, you can carry concealed outside the waistband with a lot of guns with good holsters. And it's a really comfortable way to carry.
Yeah, you get some pretty leather holsters if you like that, or there's some of those plastic holsters that are just so thin you hardly know they're there.
Yep,
but
exactly.
I have let several people shoot mine. I've got about 350 rounds through it now, mostly the Federal aluminum cases, because I shoot out in the weeds and I can't stand to let brass cases get lost in the weeds.
Right.
But so far, and these folks either have seldom shot or shot some revolvers and stuff, and so far it hadn't had a problem. If you hold it such that grip safety, which I like, will let you pull the trigger, it fires and it operates. And I like the grip safety and the single action. Mm-hmm. When I holster, I put my thumb up over the end of the slide and like on the rear sight, put it in there so I'm not anywhere close to that safety, and it's not going to go off. I haven't stuck it down in my...
Hey, Les, I've got to keep running here, man. I appreciate the range report. It's an excellent report, but I got to get down to Ron in Texarkana because he's got some thoughts here I want to get in here. Hey, Ron, how you doing, man?
Hello.
Yes, sir. That's you, Ron?
Yes, it is.
All righty. You're talking about home defense. What are you thinking?
Well, I thought I'd get your input on what I use. I'm 81 years old, and I have a 410 pump shotgun. And I loaded up with some nice 410 ammo that has 4 lead balls in each shot. Okay. And I also have some. I also have some with 4 copper pellets, 3 copper pellets, and some BBs. And I load them alternately as my gun holds 5 shots. And I load them alternately in the gun. What do you think of that as home defense?
I'd much rather have a 20 gauge. A 410 just doesn't have a lot going for it, and I don't think I just pick a load and go with it. You're not going to have time to fool around, and basically buckshot is fine. I understand though that buckshot does go through walls. It goes through a lot of walls. It'll go through 3 walls easy. So I'm not a fan of 410s for self-defense at all in pistols or in revolvers or in shotguns. If you got a shotgun, 20 gauge at least, there's no difference in recoil to speak of, and you're just going to be hitting a whole lot harder with a whole lot more load. Just my take on it, okay? But I'm just not a fan of 410s, okay? Let's put it that way. All right, here you go. I get this email from Carlos. He says, hey, I thought I'd seen it all. So I went to the range this morning. There are a few people at the covered benches, so I went to one of the smaller ranges. Another guy was there. I've met him only once or twice, but he seems okay. He says, we exchanged pleasantries, yada, yada, yada. He said, that's when it happened. I saw this guy who is right-handed shooting with his left hand, wait for it, he says, with a pistol upside down. He says, I had to stop and watch. Then he reholstered and drew from his right hip with his left hand only. I got to say, it looked strange, but he was pretty fast, and he put rounds on target. I had to ask, so when he was done, I walked over. He was trying to find a way to shoot fast and accurately without his right hand, which is good. I'm glad he's training that way, because we talk about, do you know how to shoot, to draw and shoot with your weak hand? And one of the techniques is to draw with if you're right hand, shoot with your left hand. The gun is backwards, upside down. You stick it between your knees, you roll, take your hand off of it, then you re-grip it and pull it out and shoot. Okay, that's a technique. But he was trying to find a way to not have to hold the pistol between his knees or pick it on the ground and re-grip it. He says, I have to tell you, he says, it looks weird and uncomfortable, but for him it seemed to work. He said it took about a week of dry fire before he was comfortable drawing, and another 2 to be proficient at putting the rounds where he wanted. Now he's going to go with a laser soon and make it easier, but he wanted to be able to do it with his iron sights first. Carlos says, I don't know if it will ever be a thing, but this guy gets the credit if it does. Carlos, that is a fabulous range report. I'm kind of working on it in my head. I'm wondering, I've seen trick shooters and people just goofing off at the range, shoot up with their gun upside down, and like use the pinky finger, the little finger, to pull the trigger. Because imagine you're gripping the gun, it's upside down, so your little finger, your pinky finger, is the one that's going to pull the trigger. And if you have time, you can make good shots on target that way. Not particularly difficult. If you understand how to line up the sights, you can press a trigger. But it was going to feel so weird when you first do it. To his point, you have to dry fire. I would want to have 500 or 1,000 draws and practice shooting, dry firing, and then go out to the range and do it really slowly for a while. Also, you got to figure out managing the recoil. I don't know. But at the same time, you're not having to re-grip the pistol. Some people train, you take the gun out with your left hand, you put it on the ground, roll it over, and then grab it correctly with your left hand, pick it up and shoot. Another way is to take it out, stick it between your knees, not up between your thighs, by the way, but literally right between your knees. And then you're able to take your hand off the grip, turn it around, re-grip it so you can get a good firing grip on it and shoot. All of those are cumbersome and slow, and if you're really in a fight, gives you a possibility of losing your gun. Shooting a gun upside down. Have you ever shot a handgun upside down, either like this or just goofing off or messing around at the range? How did that work for you? I would like to get the report on that because I'm very curious to see what people's thoughts are on that. If you'd ever thought about the whole deal of drawing and shooting without your primary hand, then you haven't really thought about the whole thing of getting into a gunfight. Also, when we come back, we're going to have some stories about customer service, that people have had great customer service with gun makers. If you have one of those stories, 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham.
Gun Talk encourages you to support the local sporting goods store, gun stores, ATV dealers, and other local businesses in your area who advertise on this station and Gun Talk. Only together can we protect our rights. You're listening to Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
All right, we're back with you. Tom Gresham, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in there. I mentioned earlier the SHARE Act, S-H-A-R-E, stands for Sportsman's Heritage and Recreational Enhancement Act. It includes the Hearing Protection Act, the silencers, making silencers, taking them off the NFA list to make them like guns. You just buy them, do a background check, but it's an instant check. If you favor this law, and it does some other great things, of course, there's a law that says you can travel across state lines with your gun, but a lot of states ignore it and they arrest people for taking their guns into their state. Now, it's legal under federal law. The SHARE Act incorporates that and gives the ability to basically have penalties against somebody who tries to tell you you can't, or arrest you or charges you for taking a gun through a state when it's perfectly legal under federal grounds. There are a lot of other good things in the SHARE Act, and the number on it is HR 3668. I'm going to give you a phone number now to call. It's for the Congressional Switchboard. If you would like to, and I would suggest this week, right now, call the Congressional Switchboard, ask to be connected to your representative's office. The number is 202-224-3121, 202-224-3121. The bill is HR 3668, or just the SHARE Act. All right, let's go to the phones. Daniel's on 3 in Anchorage, Alaska. Daniel, shooting upside down. What do you think?
Well, I just wanted to tell you, I came in on the back end of that, and I didn't hear everything you were talking about, so you may have covered it already. But kind of what I do with shooting upside down is I sort of use it as a tool. I take a lot of new guys out and try to teach them as best I can, and you always get the guy that they're loading rounds all over the place, and my sights are off, or my my ammo's bad or something like that. They're never the problem.
Right.
So you take their pistol and you flip it upside down and you put one on the metal and kind of tell them, hey, guess where the problem's at.
Mm-hmm. So the gun's working fine, and to your point, and the point you're making is, you have to do two things. You have to be able to align the sights onto the target, not difficult, and press the trigger without yanking it to the side, and the bullet will go where the gun is pointed.
Exactly. And everything has to, front sight, trigger control, that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, when you get down to it, it's not difficult. We make it harder than it needs to be. If you know how to line up sights, it's a pretty simple deal. We can teach you that in about 12 seconds. And then you can press the trigger without disturbing the sight alignment, which is the problem that about 98% of bad shots amount to. If you can do those two things, you will hit your target.
That's exactly it.
Very good, Daniel. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let's go to Bill. He's in Arkansas on line 2. Hey, Bill, this guy who is doing custom loads, what do you think?
Well, I just wanted to give everybody a word of warning on custom loads for home defense. Mm-hmm. Even though there's thousands out there, flechette loads, bolo loads, chain loads, be very careful. If, God forbid, you had to use a home defense round, it become lethal or someone was impaired, and then it come out in court that you had custom built this load with the intent of doing damage, it may not go so well for the homeowner.
Well,
so something to bear in mind.
Yeah, exactly. And I've heard that before, using hand loads or using custom loads and that kind of a deal. It may have happened before. It may not be a thing. You may be able to fight your way through it in court. But I guess my question is, number one, do you think you can make better ammo than the ammo companies do? The answer to that is an unequivocal no when it comes to self-defense ammo. And number two, do you really need to set yourself up for a separate legal fight and argument to make it harder on your attorney, or to give jurors who know nothing about guns? Because trust me, if you get to a jury trial, the prosecutor is going to make sure there is nobody on that jury who knows anything about guns, as much as she or he can do that. If they're a member of the NRA, they're not going to get on the jury. If they're a competitive shooter, they're not going to get on the jury. Maybe if they're a hunter, but if they carry a gun for self-defense, they're not going to get on the jury. These are not going to be a jury of your peers. They're not going to know anything about guns. And when the prosecutor says, you created these loads designed to maim somebody, you don't need that. Why would you set yourself up for that kind of legal battle? Ammo, good ammo just works. Go buy good factory ammo, period. Good self-defense loads. Oh, that's expensive. Really? Okay. It's about $1 a round. Okay, buy 20 of them or buy 100 of them, and they're $1 a round. That's going to get you about 2.5 hours with your lawyer. I'm sorry, take that back. That's going to get you 30 minutes with your lawyer. I was thinking $1,000. That's going to get you about 30 minutes with your lawyer if you're lucky. Don't do that. It really is as simple as that. Just don't do that. Common myths. The things people do in self-defense with guns. Weird loads. Weird ways of carry. Choosing odd guns. Have the idea that, I can shoot a .22 fast and accurately, so that's a good gun. Let's talk about it. What is the basis for self-defense with a gun? What are you trying to do? Why are you using a firearm? That's the heart of it. Why are you using a firearm? It is to project force. You're using a firearm so you don't have to get up close to them and beat them with a baseball bat or a sword or a machete. You want to project as much force as you can and make this person stop as quickly as you can. Because the only reason you brought it out and the only reason you're pulling the trigger is because if you don't, somebody's going to get hurt or going to get dead. It's about projecting force accurately and swiftly, but also a lot of force. With that in mind, perhaps you might want to consider all of your choices. All righty? Yeah, and if you shoot upside down, sure, give me a holler. I'd like to know why and how you got started doing that and what you use that training for. 866-TALK-GUN. Tom Gresham, be back at a couple.
The battlefield, where tyranny is laid to rest, where freedom comes of age, and where legends are conceived. Introducing the FN 509 handgun, a direct result of over 1 million rounds of testing. Descended from over 125 years of the world's most battle-proven firearms on battlefields both foreign and domestic. The FN 509, a legend in the making. Learn more at fnamerica.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
The holster that changes shape with your lifestyle is finally here. Alien Gear Holsters proudly presents the revolutionary Shapeshift Modular Holster System. The Shapeshift Starter Kit is a base package containing one holster that can easily switch between 4 of the most popular carry positions, including IWB, OWB, appendix, and paddle, depending on your preference or activity. Find more information, including future carry options like shoulder and drop thigh, at aliengearholsters.com.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free, yes, a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
When you want the highest quality ammunition, look to HSM. Since 1968, hunters and shooters have counted on HSM cartridges, including world-renowned Trophy Gold, featuring Berger VLD bullets, Pro Pistol Hunter, Cowboy Action, and the new Game King, featuring field-proven Sierra bullets. HSM's new revolutionary low-recoil rifle loads hit game hard, but kick much less. Low-recoil loads use standard weight-for-caliber Sierra hunting bullets in 7 popular calibers. HSM at your local shooting sports retailer.
Hey, don't forget, you can follow us on, check out our channels on YouTube, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV, plus at guntalk.com. Just search for Gun Talk. You can add the new channel on all of those. You can follow me, Gun Talk, on Twitter. Just look for, I'm at Gun Talk. Follow Gun Talk on Instagram. We got an awful lot of behind-the-scenes photos and things going on there. Obviously, you can watch all of our radio shows, TV shows, bonus videos, and everything else on all those platforms. A lot of ways to keep up with us. Oh, yeah, we're going to be shooting some more First-Person Offender in a couple of weeks, but the newest episodes of First-Person Offender are up now on all of those. Check it out, YouTube, etc. Our number here is 866-TALK-GUN if you'd like to join us. We're pretty much open lines if there's a gun thing you want to talk about, Or, as I've said before, if you're driving down the road and you just turned on the radio and you went, guns. I don't like guns. Or even worse, maybe even better, I hate guns. Okay, let's talk about it. I'll give you the floor, and you can tell me why. I would like to know. If you think there should be more gun control laws, if you think we should increase gun control, I am intensely curious as to what you would think we should do and why and what the benefit would be. If that's what you want to call about, we'll move you up to the top of the list, 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. Interesting. Let's drop down to, wait, I had, there it is. Okay, Carl, line 3, Atlanta, Texas. Hey, Carl.
Tom, also, yes. You were talking about if you were in court and you were being tried over using some home cooked up ammunition and before a jury, the unsympathetic jury. Well, remember the guy that called earlier who said he was pretty accurate with that 22, and he said he could squeeze off like 25 rounds pretty quickly and pretty accurately. What if he shot a home invader 20 times, and the police came out and he was in Chicago or New York? Well, I don't know if that's leave out New York, but someplace where he's going to find a very unsympathetic jury, and a prosecutor just want to hang you. That would, you would look slaughter happy.
You know what? I had not thought of that, but that is not a bad thing to add to your thought processes. Well, you shot him 20 times. Really? I just saw somebody say, well, nobody needs to be shot X number of times. Well, yeah, they might. They absolutely might. But the problem is there are a lot of people out there, not most, but a lot of people who are going to say that. Well, nobody needs to be shot 20 times. Surely you just kept shooting him. Well, maybe it was completely justified, but do I want to explain that? And I think that's your point, Carl, is I don't want to have to explain that. The other thing is, and look, thank you for the call, you generally can make the whole what gun, what caliber, how many times you shoot him thing go away if you do two things. One, if you use standard, regular, non-weird calibers and bullets and cartridges and loads. And two, if you get some training and you understand when you can and when you can't and when you must stop. It's kind of simple. You can when you or someone is in danger of grave bodily harm or death. And then you stop when the threat's over. If he runs away, you stop. You don't chase him down the street. You don't chase him out of the store. You don't shoot at a car that's driving away. Threat's over. He's gone. That's the police's deal. You're simply there to stop somebody from getting hurt. Well, you or your family member. Maybe somebody else that you know. Maybe not. That's a whole nother question we could talk about. Line 4, Ron's with us. Upside down shooting. What do you think, Ron?
It can be done, but it won't be done successfully as you advised, because whenever you hold a gun upside down, the change in the grip affects the gun or the impact of the bullet, and it also affects the direction of recoil.
Sure.
You hold the gun upside down and fire it recoils downward.
Sure, muzzle's going to go down.
That's right. And so you have to hold over your target. Let's say you're shooting at 25 yards and you're shooting at 22. You're going to have to hold probably about 3 inches over that target to hit.
No, you're not. Actually, you're not, because recoil happens after the bullet's gone. Really, the muzzle's going to go down. If you would hold exactly the same place you would hold otherwise. Although it would be interesting to go out and try it. Let's go. There's a video for us. We're going to go try that. All right, Ron, you've made me think about this. I'm going to go out and try this, and we're going to see where we have to hold and where the bullet hits. 866-TALK-GUN. Testing, better than guessing. All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. By the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Gun Talk. It actually is a really good way to keep up with the stories that are going on in the news about guns and gun rights, because I am putting out basically a lot of links to stories. I guess bottom line, what's in it for you? You become smarter. You become better informed. You become the go-to guy or gal in your group when it comes to gun rights and information. If you want to really be up on what's going on in gun rights, next week get yourself to Dallas, Texas. Cocktail party Friday night, all day on Saturday, half a day on Sunday at the Gun Rights Policy Conference. Just go to saf.org for the Second Amendment Foundation. SAF, that's Sierra Alpha Foxtrot.org. Starts on Friday of next week, but you can go in just for Saturday. It's free. If you're in the area, I would highly recommend that you do it. It is one of the cooler things. I'll be there. Come up and say hello. Say, hey, Gun Talk. I listen to you on the radio. Cool. We'll talk. We'll swap stories. You probably have a range report for me right there. That'd be fun. Line 1, Mark's with us out of Reno, Nevada. Mark, what's on your mind? I guess a sandwich was on his mind. I think he went somewhere. That's okay. We'll see if Mark comes back. All right, put him on hold. We'll see if we can get him back. Well, that happens. You know, you're on hold and you go, hey, well, I'm just going to run here for a minute. Okay, great. Emails. We get emails. I just read the great story, guy says, about Ruger sending Dave in Iowa a free new replacement gun because the single 6 was unsafe to shoot. He says, I, too, have had great service with Ruger. And because of that, I own 4 or 5 other Ruger firearms. Dave also mentioned buying a GP100. I've been lusting over a GP100 since the first review I read. I think Dave just gave me the green light to go buy it. Well, you know, we're always looking for somebody to give us the green light, to be the enabler. Tell me I can go buy this thing. So good for you. Let's see. Line 4, Johnny is out of Texas. Hey, Johnny.
How you doing? My question was, how difficult is it to get an FFL Class 1 or 2 through if you live at home, just to do a little dealership? I've seen several websites that guarantee they can get one for you. And what's the procedure?
That's pretty much it. You got to fill out the paperwork and go through the drill. Let me back up. But why would you want to do this?
Well, I don't want to open a business. I'd like to buy and sell a few guns locally.
Well, that's a business.
Storefront.
Well, oh yeah, I don't want a storefront. Okay, but you're talking about running a business. If you're buying, look, here's the deal. If you're buying and selling guns and you're trying to make money at it, you're running a business.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
But I'm not going to stock a whole bunch of guns or something like that.
Right.
I'll have the equipment, like a safe, everything out of my home. I do run a personal business, but it's located on my property.
Okay. Are you? And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just trying to find out. Are you doing this so that you can save money buying guns yourself? Do you just like the idea of doing this?
Yes, I just like the idea of doing that.
Okay.
I'm an older guy. My son is big into guns. He's a police officer. He does a lot of work on guns and stuff. And maybe in the future I would open up a store.
All right. Well, you know, go about the process, do it legally, dot all your I's, cross all your T's, get your FFL. But I guess I would just throw out one thing here. Try not to undercut the local gun stores. They have overhead, and we need to have them in business. And a guy selling off of his kitchen counter who doesn't really want to make any money, all he's doing is hurting gun stores. And frankly, some of them end up going out of business. And then we go, well, whatever happened to that great gun store? Yeah, well, you know, you went over there and shopped, and then you went and bought it from your buddy. That's what happened to that good gun store. Yeah, I know. It's free enterprise, and I get all of that. At the same time, here's a question for you. Do we as gun owners have responsibility to support our local gun stores? What do you think?